All right, this is the 4th of December. Fresh month, last month. I cannot believe it. Wow. Okay. We're going to review quite a few tickers today, probably 120, 115, I can't remember. I will have a list with the video write up. And before I go on, I want to remind you that tonight I will send out a more important video, which is the overall look as to what we should expect this coming week. And I have a lot of questions that tell me that people now are feeling comfortable. They want to chase higher, like something happened last week. Nothing happened last week. We don't have new information. The Fed did not flip. I don't care what you heard or thought you heard or read that someone said they heard. The Fed did not change its mind. They changed the speed with which they're going to demolish the economy. That's it. They're basically giving themselves a little bit of time to see if things are working their way, and they're not. The economy has not yet slowed down. Okay, this is a representation of the Dow. This says what I'm just saying. Technically, forget the fundamentals. We're going into prior fails, a whole bunch of them for months and months. It should not be easy to just continue higher. That doesn't mean we can't, so you don't short with conviction. But what you can do is not chase like a sheep. Okay? Don't be a sheeple. Nothing changed. So if you were scared about buying a stock down here, you should be scared twice as much about buying it up here. My opinion. A couple of people asked, can I sell credit put spreads chasing? Well, it's better than buying calls, but it's also not advisable. You haven't seen me do that. What did I do? Sell credit put spreads into dips. Somebody reports, they fall apart. I read the report. I disagree with the reaction. I sell a put spread. That's the best scenario for me. If you want to chase with credit put spreads, go right ahead. That's not anything I would do. All right, let's just jump into the list. American Airlines is the first one. You're going to hear me say that a lot today. Range bound, stuck in a range, resistance above, support below. Not an ideal entry point. There are sellers at 1420, but it has a good base into 1360. So nothing to do really if you're looking to buy it, because you would be guessing up if you're trading. If you're investing and you're going all in, I don't know why you would do that. It could be a good place to start. Everything I'm saying for this one applies for dozens of them. So this one, you don't need to submit the the chart when you. What are you asking me? Permission to buy it up here? You will never have it. Permission to short it? No, it's too hot to chase and too high to short. You can short it against this, and then you stop out if wrong. Okay, everything I said about AbbVie applies here. Are you sending it because you're asking permission to book profits? You don't need my permission. Book profits. If you're asking because you want to go long, never in my entire life have I ever said yes to that one. You buying here, you're bailing this person out that has been stuck there since 2021. So they've been stuck for a year. You want to be the hero to give them your money and saying, I'll take over? No. Okay. Let's go back to a slower time frame. I don't know what this is. Oh, Albemarle, yeah. Stuck in a range, support at 265, 270. A lot of resistance into 290 and 295. Not an easy entry point. You're looking at the gap. These are not easy gaps. If they can hold 275 and go to 290 and get back to 284 and then go back to 295, okay, then it looks better. But going into this is not for me. Be careful. Applied Materials, it has a good trend. There are machines buying it into 104, 102, and 100 versus the failure into 112. If they take out 112, they could burst higher. So if you want to buy it on a dip into one of those supports in order to hold it so you can bust out of here, that's a viable strategy. AMC, if you're looking to invest in AMC, I caution you, this management belongs in jail as to what they're doing with the stocks and the people who love their stocks. If you took their whatever other spin-off called, you basically lost your entire money. These are heavy selling zones. It is a great trading stock if you know your stuff and you can withstand these violent moves. Personally, I don't think anybody can trade these unless they're hooked up to rumors. So, thank you, Louise Ape. Yeah. So, I would not touch this, but it is tradable. And if you're trading this and you're asking for trading, you should be in the live room. Nothing I can say here would be safe enough for me to say. AMD, this is still in the hands of the bears on the weekly chart. They still have quite a bit of downside to go, but it's not necessary. They've already fixed a whole bunch. And this is the battle zone, 80-ish. Yes, it can get to 84, 85. It will need the market. And like I said, the if you don't want to inherit the problems that come with having a semiconductor stock that has China news, that has supply chain news, blah, 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 then just be long the market. But it has behaved the way we have charted it. So this is the next challenge. I'm not forecasting this. I would rather buy the dip into 65. What is this they left behind? Why do they always do that? The people who trade the stock, they're like children. The reason why it fell all the way here, because of how it rallied and left a whole bunch of holes like this. This is not as bad as the one before, but nevertheless, this is not an obvious entry point. If you're getting long, you're betting the markets will be higher. And if they are higher, this one could break out. Hi, Scott. Okay, I don't know what this is. Looks like it's stuck in a range. All right, so I don't trade these stocks. You couldn't pay me to trade these stocks. There are better ways to make money. If you're investing in this stock, the chart's not going to help you much. Just do homework on the chart itself. Now you have a seller here and a buyer there. Ping pong between the two. What is this? This is not a good stock chart. The sellers are selling every pop. So now the deal is, can they go above 7.9 or before they lose 6.5? If they lose 6.5, you don't know how low it goes. If they go above 7.9 or 8, they could get to 950. Again, why are we dealing with these charts? You would never see me trade those charts. You would never see any of my friends who make a living trading trade those charts for a living. You can make money as an investor and a speculator out there, but professional traders do not touch these charts. I'm just letting you know. Okay. Let's see here. Amazon, I like the company. I like the fundamentals. You know all of that. Right here, it's the middle of the range. The range I'm looking at is 86 versus 104. If the markets continue on higher, this one should do well. You have a 98 resistance and a catalyst, a bigger resistance here and a catalyst. Don't buy a call because you see a gap. Why don't you look down and see a gap down here? So what do? If it falls into support again, I would try to get long with stops. If it rallies without me, that's okay. If I want to do something, I would do a credit put spread and wait. All right. It is in the hands of the bears, right? Look, channel selling rallies. This is a rally, was sold. This is a rally, was sold. This is a rally. Is it going to get sold? We don't know. I would rather catch the falling knife than chase it. ARK F and ARK K right behind it. If you're investing in both ARK F and ARK K, you're making a mistake. If you love ARK Invest, choose one. Choose one. Okay? And don't choose any if you already have ARK Invest companies, for example. If you're already long stocks like Square and Unity and Palantir, and you're buying ARK K and ARK F, you're doubling down on your same investment. They will move in the same direction. Do not do that. Spread your risk across different entities. Okay, different styles. If on the same day the two stocks are going to be up or down together all the time, don't do that. Scatter them. There's horrendous resistance above and pretty good support below, stuck in the range, nothing to do. Maybe a credit put spread to kill some time. Iron Condor, if you're active, look, nothing changed, right? It's the exact same comments. All right. Also, if you're long Tesla, I believe, is 12 to 15% of this one. If you're long Square and things like that and Tesla, then you're already long ARK K. Don't add ARK K. Or ditch your other ones and buy ARK K, which I wouldn't. Arai, On a daily basis, it looks pretty exciting. Usually when a stock fails this harshly, it becomes a pretty big potential catalyst. So if you're holding long for this breakout, I feel you. Higher lows is good. So dips, and if you buy dips into 18 to eventually bust out of here. To be honest, I traded this a couple of times and then I said I won't touch it again. This is like Palantir. High growth, except they don't lose money. So I don't know what they do. Just be careful that you have a good handle on their business. Asan, I know it got shellacked, and somebody said I'm doubling down on the dip. I don't see where the confidence comes from. They barely make any money in sales, and they spend a shit ton of money, excuse my French. So I wouldn't add to it unless I know the company inside and out, and not beyond knowing the industry, knowing this company inside and out. That is a horrendous chart. I wouldn't touch this with anybody's money, not for me. Not to discount what the company's doing, I'm just letting you know. Broadcom, good short-term trend. I bet you if I zoom out, I wouldn't say that. Yep. So check this out. This basically puts a visual as to what the stock markets are doing. We had a dip that we erased. We had a bigger dip on tremendous fear that we erased. If we have a small dip, listen to those words. If we have a small dip, look at the upside potential we can, as mature traders, as mature markets have. The upside potential, I'm not going to give it full credit. I'll just do this to visually represent the upside potential. So if you can show this to the entire market and say, listen up, market, drop for a few days. I promise you much more, much higher highs, even a brand new all-time high in the markets. That's where we are. The markets are up against prior fails, are up against a descending trend line. If they would just have the maturity to drop for a few days, have a red week after many red or green weeks, just have a red week, come back, take where you fell from last week, you will have a new all-time high because it would lead to 4,300. And once you get to 43, 43.50, the dips will find support at 41.50 and then off to the races. And I can almost guarantee you a new high. So what I'm saying for Broadcom is too late to get long here. It could make money, but it's not the right thing to do. As it falls into support, get long for a swing back up there. Except I see earnings. So everything I said here, forget about it. When you're trading into earnings, you're just guessing, gambling. Boeing, somebody said it looks, they wanted to go long. No way on earth I'm going long Boeing here. I don't have good clues. I could make money, but it's going into prior fails, like hideous fails. It's been important since 2017. I didn't put that here today. So what do? I could do an iron condor at best, but even then, I'm not sure. A dip into 160 would be a good place to get a credit put spread in place. If you force me, I would sell a call spread. Baba, I wouldn't touch it. I know a couple of you in this in the live room were short. I said I might short it, but I don't know if I did. I don't remember, to be honest. I wrote up a credit call spread and a debit put spread. Either of those two would work. The combination of both would show a lot of extreme conviction, which is not the case because the person that brought it to my attention said this is a lot. It's not a hardcore position. So if it's not, then I would definitely not do both, either a credit call spread or a debit put spread. Now you have to be aware that there are skirmishes in China about reopening, and it sounds like the president's will not be done this time because something about cities reopening in spite of the overall policy. It's about time, right? But they haven't done it, and that's China. It's a quarter of the world. So respect that potential headline of reopening. They're not for me. I don't trade those anymore. I traded them recently and got lucky, made money. I promised myself I wouldn't do it, and I did it. Anyway, Bank of America, this is not a place to get long, although it is falling into support. So depends on what your thesis is. Are you investing in the company? Then there's nothing to do. And if you're looking to buy into the company for an investment, then I would do a little bit at a time. Above 38.5 might get interesting because then, like the arrow said, take this out, we'll get to here. They took it out, they couldn't hold it. They need to take it out again. So maybe a credit put spread could work, but it's still not for me. There's not a lot of premium in Bank of America options. Bito, so made some money, and everybody's like hates. Now everybody hates crypto. This is where you build a position for the long term if you believe in it. The good thing about Bito is it tracks the price of Bitcoin, and it doesn't put your money at risk from the platform itself. What does that mean? You don't need to send your money to crypto.com in order to, or FTX like companies, in order to make money. You can just buy it in your any trading account. So that's pretty decent. Now it tries to track the Bitcoin futures. How close is it? I don't know. So far it's made me money. I'm long crypto. I didn't add hugely. I traded the hell out of it and I did not close my longs. And a lot of them are green. So, okay. Caterpillar, the short finally paid out. Look at me putting all these pitchforks. I forgot the conversation. But wouldn't that be interesting to see the one candle touches both ends of two pitchforks that we were talking about live? I don't remember who I was discussing this with. I don't know much about pitchforks, and I was trying to teach myself. Look, anyway, range bound with resistances that have worked. The credit put spread worked. The credit call spread went under fire. And last week it was green, the iron condor, all by itself, the whole thing. So I suggested for people to close it. I think I still have some shorts at 240. Above 240, it can rocket, but it also has two other tiny fails, big fails above that. So I can take that out because that's not correct. I shouldn't say that. I think they're trying the top, but it's a lot more rounded. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it up here or down here soon. On 11/28, 12/1, 227. That hasn't happened yet. We'll see. Okay, what are we? Carnival. I forget what that pop was all about, but it ran into prior fails. Good trend, short term, prior fail. This is pretty difficult. What the heck is this? Double gap, so choppy. Good trading, it's almost like AMC. I wouldn't touch them for investment purposes, but for trading, they're pretty exciting, but you need to know your stuff. CDMO, okay. I don't know it, but it's going into a prior fail. So if you're investing in it, you know more than I do. From a chart perspective, this is a pivotal zone, not a good starting point. You're going into prior fail. It's going to be resistance. Everything I said. Okay, so there's somebody who's, a couple people that are stuck long. So they're saying it's a good thing long. Okay, then don't look at the chart. If you believe in it as an investment for the long term, don't look at the chart. The industry is crazy. I just tried the industry this week, and I don't know how they're in business. The things you have to do to get it done, even in legal states, is unbelievably difficult and stupid sounding and full of shysters. So it's a difficult venue. Until they actually legalize it on the federal level, I think all the big guys will be out of it. But if you know something I don't, invest in it for the long term. Technically, this is not a place I get long. But if they do take this out, they can get to here. So if you're buying now because of the headline, I think you're making a mistake. If you're long already and you don't want to book, that's fine. By saying I think you're making a mistake, I mean I don't mean that I know it's going to fall. I mean it's not the right thing to do. That's an important nuance. It is not the right thing to do. It's not like here. This is the right thing to do. You buy the dip into prior support. The other one, you're doing the opposite. You're buying the rip into a prior fail. Here, I'm more comfortable being long, and I would definitely stop out of here. We saw this coming. As soon as they lost this was my downside arrow. They came close. They might still get there. So the sellers are winning every battle. This next sale, rally, if it comes, it will be sold at 1250. So be careful what you're doing there. These are 2-hour charts, by the way, most of them. Coin, I would avoid trading coin. It has the misfortune to trade with crypto. It has the misfortune to be hated because it's an ARK stock, blah, blah, blah. If you're trading coin for the prospect of Bitcoin, please stop and trade Bitcoin because you're taking on the risk of a company. I don't mind the fundamentals. I just don't think I need to trade it. It's too violent and too unpredictable. I don't have fundamentals. I don't have good charts. So what am I doing? All right, Costco. I would have caught this falling knife. I did mention it, and then somebody told me no, they report earnings soon. It's like, okay, so that's out for me. Now, this dip was yummy because it fell on a stupid headline. Comp sales are still good. They're just expectations that have been bruised, and it was at a prior fail level. So these two are not a coincidence. Now back into support. If you force me, I would take a credit put spread. In fact, I wrote it, but there is this matter right there. So if you can withstand the heat, if this happens on earnings, I will definitely do a credit put spread. I don't have the confidence to buy a call because I would need a rally to happen to make money. What is this here? Campbell Soup. There's no trading this. Just own it if you want it. That's it. I think this might be an all-time high. No, it's not. Is it? Almost. No way on earth this should be bought into an all-time high, but it's not shortable either. Strong stock even on bad days in the market. It's a crazy stock. Okay, we are looking at CRM. We've caught several falling knives in CRM. This would not be this is also, it's falling into support. I would confidently sell a credit put spread as I shared. And then this was there beforehand, available if markets hold. It happened, and now it's happening. So we're basically drawing this again, and this is still available. So I'm just repeating this. All right, CrowdStrike, you saw my trade. It made money in 1 day. 50% of maximum gains of that credit put spread came in 1 day. When this happens, I usually close my long. When I open a trade in credit spreads, and within the 24-hour period or 2 days, I get half of the whole reward, and there's still 30, 40 days on the clock, thank you, bye. I'm out. It's a gift. Okay, so Cisco, super strong trend. If I go to a daily, it's running into prior resistance. This should be a killer. 54 should be a killer zone. Now, somebody is mentioning a credit call spread. I don't remember this. I don't remember this as an official trade that I put out. 1223. Must have been from a while back. Anyway, if I had this and I would monitor the sold call delta. If it's below 0.3, then I stay in it. And it also depends on my entire portfolio. How is my portfolio looking? Is it all bullish? Then I can have a bearish trade and lose on it maybe. All I need is for price to be below 52, 51 in the next couple of weeks. So it all depends. I can sell a credit put spread if I want to balance it out, or just call it a trade that didn't work. I don't know CTRA. It's got resistance and support. Nothing to do in the middle. Carvana, I would avoid like the plague. I kept you out of the stock from miles above. So this could be the base, but fundamentally this is a crap company. The fundamental metrics are not right. Okay, so whether it bases and spikes, if you're long and you didn't get out on this massive spike, you should. I'm not telling you what to do with your portfolio. I would take advantage of rallies to get out of this bad decision. You should monitor, study their fundamentals. To me, they bleed too much cash. The net income is not representative of the health of the cash flow of the company. Study their cash flow. It's pretty scary. Last time I looked, it was pretty scary. Okay, we are DAL. Another airline. You can see the potential right there. Is that too easy? I mean, that looks pretty easy. You take this out, you go to here, but that looks pretty easy. So I wonder if it's going to happen. Good trend. So I would rather buy the dip into 34. Listen, this is a trading comment. You buy the dip into 34. This way you're ready for the turn and you don't even have to chase it. Or you wait for the breakout and you try to chase it. I prefer buying the dip and holding it until the bounce back and maybe ride the breakout. Okay, I don't know what to say on this one. Look at it. There's nothing to say. What is this? Yeah, what is this? Okay, again, what is this? All right, so here you have a problem. You have a prior support that if you lose this, you get down to here. Even if you bounce, they're going to sell it here. I guarantee you sellers up here. They will come back and try to test this. They lose this, they come down to here. If they lose this, they have the potential to come down to 27. Datadog. Now I know what this is. Sellers into 79 and 80. Buyers into 66. Ping pong between the two. All right, we are looking at Danaher. Maybe they're starting this ascending channel of buying dips. They consolidated a little bit. I remember talking about this. They had a descending channel. They consolidated sideways, and now maybe they're building up. That is a massive fail, and they filled this gap. It could give you a little burst to challenge this one. That would be a good beat. This way, the dips will be bought with more confidence by the robots. Who's this? DraftKings. I like the industry. I don't like their P&L, but they are a fiery stock. So I think if it goes above 16, it can challenge this. It has the buyers of dips trying. So a setback would be to lose 14.4. That would be a setback. Even though you have support, you lose the trend. Slight advantage to the bulls. Enphase, don't touch it at this level. I think this is an all-time high or near it. This could be a breakout. This is one of those THTH. If you don't know what that is, THTH. It's too high to chase. The easy part is done. And it's too hot to short. So take it out of your watch list. When a stock does this, I take it off my watch list. And I'll put an alert lower. Yeah, these stocks are not for me. Do they pay dividends still? Is that a dividend play? 9%. Yeah. Well, this is a prior fail. If you take it out, you can get to 13.2, 13.3. And you do have buyers. So the buyers are facing a prior fail. Let's see what they do with it. Stuck in the middle of the range. Look at it. Nothing to do. You have support below and sellers above. Stuck in the middle of the range. Support below and sellers above. Look at that seller right there. And it's doing what I thought it would do. It dip inside of a bowl and challenge the upside. The overall direction is down. It filled the target we had for it almost perfectly. So far we haven't skipped a beat. We do have resistance above. I don't think the markets should break out this week. I don't think Google should go above 105. I'm aware of the potential if they do because I already drew it. But if I'm buying calls into that, I'm making an assumption, and I personally am not ready. If you twist my arm, you say, go long now, idiot, I'll do a credit put spread. But even then, very hesitantly. This stock is broken. Do your homework to know that the company isn't. This stock chart is broken. Okay, same comments as CGC and Tilray and every pot company. They're rallying on a headline that is so cryptic, it sounded like total BS to me. Where the fudge is the headline that they're going to legalize it on a federal level? That's the only thing that could change the game. That's it. It could. I don't know. It seems like if it's a done deal, why are these companies not getting acquired? Because Coca-Cola cannot buy this one because Coca-Cola operates on a national basis. So they would be breaking laws in different states, so their lawyers probably say stay away. I'm guessing. I have no idea. This is not a place I would get long. You couldn't pay me to get long up here. What is the deal with these tickers, people? When the chart looks like this, I wouldn't touch that. Nevertheless, this one is stuck in the middle of the range. If you buy a put or you buy a call, you get long or you get short, you're guessing which way it's going to go. GT, I think somebody is stuck in it and they admitted they made a mistake. You do have a short-term higher-low trend, a short-term lower-high trend. There's a big battle, and it's between 11.6 and 10.6. So ping pong inside until one of those edges breaches, and then they'll go in that direction. Hopefully up for you. Granger. One of these days I'm going to give... Okay, so I'm going to challenge you to look into your watch list and see how many tickers do you have. Okay, and trim it. The watch list should be like 25 tickers tops. Tops. What? Yeah, tops. I only mess with the top 3 or 4 of every industry. That's it. So if I wanted whatever this company does, I would only play with the top 2 or 3. That's it. I don't know what this company does. This is not an obvious entry point. The bulls have the advantage. This might be a significant level long term. Let's go to daily. Let's go to weekly. Okay, so this is not an obvious entry point. In fact, you can almost short it with a put spread with stops to and then buy it back here, get long down here. So Home Depot, we knew there were breakouts back there and they took their time to materialize. Okay, freaking TradingView, I swear sometimes their bugs are just buggy, annoying as hell. I'm trying to clean up the chart while I'm here. So let's go down to a 120-minute chart. Thank you, Robert. Industrial supplies. I still don't know what that is. It's going into a prior and trying to beat prior major failure, Home Depot. You'd think this is bullish, but then they have this one and then they have these two against it. It's overstretched. It's tough to short. I know a couple of you wanted to short it. If you do short it and you get a small dip, book it because there are buyers. You can see them. Be careful be careful shorting for the sake of shorting. Okay. I'm only going to do 2 videos today. I'm breaking them up into 2 videos. All right, we have Hive. Again, the Hive right here is Hive right here or right here. So this could be a bottom like these other positions were until it wasn't. So if you look at the trend, sold, 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 sold. This one is different. Why? Okay, if it gets to 260, 270 and above, maybe. Up here, not for me. The whole thing is not for me. But anyway, if you're investing in it and adding to your risk, you better know what the hell you're doing. Market's telling you this is crap. You should listen. Okay, Hood. I'm stuck with 100 shares because of a mistake and I never closed it and I'm definitely upside down. I need a headline to win. Every upside potential has not played out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this here and tell you that this is the resistance zone. And it is. We can take that out. And it looks like they have support. If you lose the support, you go lower. Can they? Of course. Will they? They shouldn't. We'll see. My God. Okay. This stock, if you give me this stock and I don't know it, this is going into a prior fail. So it's a therapeutics company. It had a headline of sorts. So charts are not going to help you in these. The charts will not help you in these. You either know something or you don't. You're investing based on knowledge or you're just pure speculation. Either way, these stocks are not for me. Because I like to sell spreads, when I'm selling, I avoid these stocks because of those headlines. Now, on the other hand, this one is the exact opposite because I'm betting on its value. It is the largest chip company on the planet by far. The chip company like Brains, way bigger than the other 2 competitors that hog the headlines, AMD and Nvidia. You can combine those 2, double them up to fit inside of Intel. Okay, so finally it's doing what it's supposed to. Above here will get you to here, and then it'll be a resting spot. So if I'm long, I can stay long. I suggested buying shares. I can sell covered call against them. IoT is going into a prior fail. If I was long and red and this pop happened, I would sell everything I have in it. I'll be, thank you, Jesus, I'm out. So even at a loss. Now, I don't know the company. Samsara, that is brokerage in Arabic or something like that. Somebody who brokers a deal. The art of the... Anyway, what is this? Is this a trading platform overseas? Maybe. Okay, so we have buyers versus resistance in J and J. This is not an obvious entry point. It's going into a prior fail. Juniper, same comment, going into a prior fail. If you're not long down here, you're considering long up here, you need to revisit the way you look at stocks and investing. You need to buy when I'm saying, okay, this is falling, and let me argue with that falling scenario. And here's why I should argue with that falling scenario. And take a risk when the risk is pays. Fudge. When it's not the prevailing meme to chase it, that's when you would go long. 1 second. In the webinar, I'll ping you later. Okay, so a dip would be an okay place to get long. Why? Then you would get these buyers help you out, and then come back here and break out. Okay, I love this world. All right, so here, you remember I said whatever stock it was, I think it was Qualcomm. Have the patience to drop back into the buyers to come back and breach this with force. You will overcome that and get to here. But buying into a prior fail is not smart. Peter, I don't understand. You don't see the charts coming in. Strange. Okay. So like this is falling back into support. And the support is rising. I don't understand, Peter. What's going on? Be clear. Can someone help him out, please? Okay, so we have a trend of buyers that failed here. That's normal. Let's come back and try to take it out. Wait, you're not seeing chart? I'm sharing my screen. Okay. All right, so this is a company that used to trade with Tesla. Something about lithium or whatever. Can someone help him out, please? All right, so we have a fail here and a buyer here. You take this out, you can come back to here. You lose this, you come back to here. You don't know if they have earnings or whatever. It looks like short term the sellers are somewhat in charge, but it's a tight game as far as ranges are concerned. This is not an obvious entry into prior fail. Thanks, Luis. I appreciate it. LMT. Oh, I remember. No way I would touch this. This is a THTH. It's too high to chase, too hot to short. What are you doing? When you send me a ticker like this, I would like to ask you back, what's the question? Should I buy it? Hell no. I would never buy it. You can buy it. Should I sell it? If I have profits, hell yes. I can sell them. You can do whatever you want with them. If I wanted to short it, heck no. What do I know? I don't know. So it's too high to chase for my own taste and too hot to short. So if I don't know, and it's choppy as far as options, so be careful. Lulu, same exact answers. Now they want to get long because it's back into a disaster zone. No, on a dip maybe into 350. Again, double gap, very choppy. By the way, I never trade Lulu. Yes, Austin, they were recorded. So prior fail, again. It looks like a inverse head and shoulders. So if you're long, I see it. You can be long even into a dip. If you're looking to get long and it dips, you can to come back and finish the job. I don't like it. Look at this overhead supply. one thing to have a pattern, another thing to have a pattern against the mountain of sellers. Lift. I don't touch this. So we are here trying to base. They popped and they came back and made a lower low. So if you want to get long against that for this opportunity of popping, make sure you monetize it. There are sellers at 11.6 guaranteed, and the buyer cannot skip a beat. One sneeze and they're gone lower. Now again, why are you trading Mara? For companies' fundamentals or for trading Bitcoin? The fundamentals are crap and crappier than crap. Look at it. So if you're trading the fundamentals, you better be trading a thesis, not a metric, because there is no good metric on this company. Thank you, Luis. Earnings for Lulu next week. So what are you trading? Are you investing in the company? Ask yourself why. The metrics are horrific. The thesis, maybe you know more than I do. I don't even know how they plan on sustaining themselves long term. If you're trading it for the Bitcoin, just do Bitcoin. Oh yeah, I missed the. All right, well, stopping to start the second video.